You know, they always ask if anything good could come out of Sealots. And yes, there is something good coming out of Sealots today. And my guest in studio today is going to tell you all about victory. Yeah, he has gotten the victory. Why I say that? Because he was given or how to put it, the wisdom. Yeah, I will use wisdom to write a book. He wrote a book on basically his life experience, I would call it. And this morning we're just going to chat a little bit. So I have in studio with me Mr. Raymond O'Connor. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good. Good morning to you, and let me check and make sure it's morning.
It's still morning. And, normally it's coming in the studio when it's night
yes.
time.
And all those who are listening, good morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity just to share my story for God's glory.
Well, it's a privilege.
Journey, you know?
It's a privilege to have you. You are coming out from an area in Port of Spain that people would deem to be Nazareth. If we were to put it in biblical terms, a Nazareth.
No, well, it is a Nazareth in terms of when you look at the sense of comparison. Yeah, you can compare it to that.
So people who have no idea what we're talking about in the sense that biblically, what do you mean by that?
We're talking about a place that seems to be forgotten, a place that seems to be downtrodden, a place that seems to have a negative reputation.
Right.
Whenever you hear about the community,
of
certain things that comes to mind one time.
What is that, boy?
You think about crime.
Right.
People see people. I went places where I listen to people talk about people walking bare feet and looking like labas people and are frightened Kobo for food. I get this joke recently. I was at a function, and this person claimed that I'm like a son.
Right.
And something happened, and she was like, I don't know why they don't drop a bomb and just destroy everybody down there, beat them and Sealots and stuff like that. So I stood there and I laughed. So after I hugged up, I said, listen, if they did this a few years ago, where would I have been? And she said, where would you have been? I said, you're from Sealots. And she looked at me and she's like, nah, for real? All these years,
wow!
I never really knew that. Another matter of fact, I hid my identity. Presently, while I don't live in the community, I work in the community. I'm a pastor in the community, and so as I said, I don't carry a chip on my shoulder. And I don't use my history as an opportunity for people to feel sorry for me.
Right.
Nobody owes me anything.
Say that again. No. Rewind. You're going into the book before we even
No, I'm going to
You're calling the book. No, you said something just now that I think you need to repeat.
Let's see if I get it right. Well, I say I don't use my history as an opportunity for people to feel sorry for me.
Right.
Nobody owes me anything.
nobody owes you anything.
Nobody owes
the
me
only person who owes something is God.
It's God, and I am responsible for that God-given ability that He has given
but
to me.
But you stop saying them things, but you slipped through the crack. You was one of them who slipped through the crack, and you were able to raise your head above water, man. What you talking about?
All, the opportunities were created for all of us.
Don't say that, man, Raymond, man.
Those who made the choice.
Raymond, you know you're saying you have just changed the whole paradigm shift of certain mindsets, you know.
Yes, sir. Because living in a wooden house, so you call it a board house.
Yeah. The bathroom outside, the toilet outside.
Your mattress is about maybe an inch thick, You have water under your house.
Right.
Whatever you see in the day, that is what you in the day. That is what you have to sleep amongst in the night time.
Right.
Not having electricity, and so therefore the amenities of television and radio, you have to depend on whether your neighbor raise the volume and stuff like that. Walking out of a community where it's not like today, where you have solid ground.
Right.
Right. You had water, the wooden post that would have been your road. That would have been your track to walk on.
Right.
Having a bottle of water when you reach out and your shoes in your hand.
Right, to clean it off.
To wash out your foot
and some grease. And some grease in that little white paper. Yeah, I know about that.
You pour on that and then you step. And growing up there, you had to make a decision. There are times when you know it is being really hungry. I'm talking about joke hungry. Times when you know you have to try roast a fish, eat it half cooked or they say half raw, however you see it and things like that. And yes, you give in. As I said, I made a choice sometimes to hang with the negative influence
Right.
and the elements. And that's a choice I made because we all have choices. And some things, yes, forced. You fear for your life. You don't want to be bullied. You don't want to be seen as a sissy. You don't want to be seen as a girl. You don't see as a man.
Right.
So you tend to fall in what is considered mannish. You know. So that's what I'm saying again is that we all started at the same advantage point. Some people circumstance may be different to others, but we all started at a place. And once you reach the age of accountability and the ability to make a choice, then nobody owes you nothing.
Raymond, this is a discussion I think we need to have on another time. Because and you see, I'm trying to say that, but then you can't say that because if I brought you here to talk about your book talks about a transition that you made.
Yes, and that's again that choice.
Again, I want to let the listeners know that this is one of my friends from. He's a pastor. He's one of the Bible pastors in Sealat. And he's you're listening to his story of where he came from this community in Sealat, and you're saying things, man, that I think some people really do at this. You see, for me, at this stage in this country, in this climate, this financial climate, this stage of where we are now. What you're saying there is so important, so integral, so needed, because there are people who still sitting and waiting, you know.
Yeah. The thing is about it, that's the challenge that we have. Sitting and waiting, we miss sometimes the opportunity that is created for us by the people or the personnel that will come around us. And sometimes we need that tough love, sometimes we need that tough talk, as I call it a buff, to point in the direction that it should go. Sometimes we allow things to offend us and we retract or we pull to ourselves. Sometimes those are the things that we need to give us as well the impetus to go forward and to really discover and to develop. I say this quickly, if you don't define what you are called to do, it is very difficult to develop it.
Say that one more time.
If you don't define what you are called to do, it's very difficult.
How does
develop
someone know what they are called to do, though?
You begin to take opportunities. I didn't know I was going to write a book. I didn't like reading anything in the first place, right? But then I came to a place and recognized, listen, I need to be in a better place financially. I need to become gainfully employed. Quit school because of frustration. A matter of fact, not just frustration, but what I wanted to do, they said that if I don't do what the system says, I will not make it.
Right.
So they told me I needed 13 passes to survive. In my mind, I needed 3 passes, and I always liked domestic house wiring. I was fun. I was mechanics, right? But I went into domestic house wiring. I always liked tailoring. But in those days, even through the eyes of your parent or your parents, they couldn't see that helping you, affording you financial stability. But I just, in my being, I knew I was wired for that. And I wasn't wired to handle 13 subjects one time. Yes, 13 subjects may be over a period of time, but not one in one go. And sometimes that is the unfortunate thing about parent or parenting, that they were not taught how to see the children or that child as an individual and help them to discover that God-given gift and then give them the opportunity and the support to nurture it.
Wow. So we going into the book.
Okay.
We're going into the book. All right. Wow. What really inspired you, Raymond?
I tell you this, I didn't grow up in church. So I quickly, at the age of 10, I was Soleil Beach. So
Okay.
my mommy and my grandfather, they had a arrangement in terms of every as I say summer now, but we say July, August holiday. Mommy will get me for 2 weeks, right? My father will take me for 1 or so. But coming down to Sealats, I think my mother's already dread. She's still dread, loving Jessica Joseph. My mother would draw
She still
a line.
lives at Sealats?
Yeah, she still lives at Sealats.
Wow.
Right? But she come and she go. She in the States, so she come back and forth. She would draw a line, an invisible line, and tell you don't cross that line. You cross that line, she will deal with you. Right?
Wow.
She wouldn't spoil the rod and spare the child. Right? She got to use the rod of correction. Some methods I didn't appreciate, but some I appreciated.
Right.
But my father had a little more liberty. Two stepbrothers there. They knew the streets. So they were really indoctrinating me and teaching me things. So when I go back to beach, now if you see me now, you laugh, right? But I grew up very skinny. So they used to call me pencil, tall, post, all kind of thing, lingy. I grew up that they used to call me head lip because my head was bigger than my body. They used to call me liver lip because the size of my lip. They used to call me donkey eye because my eyes were in a socket. And key foot. And so that's it. I put that kind of person together. That's not a person that can really physically get involved in a fight and stuff like that. But I had mouth. So I used to learn things from my stepbrother. And when I go back in the country now and people give me talk, I used to give them talk.
Right.
Now my grandfather blamed the environment of Sealats for my change in terms of now this. As you used to say, you're developing a nasty attitude. Because, country, everybody can beat you. Country, everybody can discipline you then. But because I couldn't fight, I used to use words. Some words I knew the meaning and some words I didn't know the meaning, right? So all that started happened. There's this particular August holiday, mom came and my grandfather said, not sending me. So she went to the police station. They came down, they listened to both sides of the story, they made a judgment, they said that you have to send him. And my grandfather, like King Kong, as they say, Kong in the business, his ego was as I said, she stroked his ego and he said, pack everything and leave, don't ever return. That was on the verge of common entrance.
Wow.
So then I came in to see that, so it was mommy alone, and I went through life.
Lives and life. But yeah, what? We have a stress break to take,
Yes,
and we're coming back after this.
Dealing with the issues of the day can be stressful. The struggle, the strain, the burden can be too much. Feeling stressed out? Here's your stress tip for the day.
Living with high levels of stress puts your entire well-being at risk. Stress wreaks havoc on your emotional equilibrium as well as your physical health. It narrows your ability to think clearly, function effectively, and enjoy life.
And that was your stress tip for today on Street 919 FM.
All right, so that was our stress tip, but yeah, some people need to hear that. You understand?
True that.
Get up, we got victory. No weapon they throw at me. You know